Hey Math 5, happy Tuesday. Make sure that you have your charged Chromebook, pencil, and your math notebook handy for today's lesson. It was awesome seeing many of you yesterday for our Group 1 Google Meet at 11 o'clock. As a reminder, Group 2, we will meet tomorrow, Wednesday, at 11 o'clock as well. As always, on Fridays, I will be in Google Meet using the same code. You can pop on to say hi, work through some extra practice problems with your classmates, or come with any questions that you have. We are in the middle of a brand new unit on integers, and this is a 6th grade standard. It's going to help you a lot as you get into pre-algebra in the future, so I want to make sure that you feel really strong with integers. So please stop by on Fridays if you have any questions. Last week and yesterday, we started our topic of integers. We learned about absolute value, how to order, how to compare, what an integer is, where we see them in real life. And then towards the end of the week and yesterday, we practiced and reviewed adding integers. Today, we're going to take it a little step further and look at subtraction of integers. The good thing is that they have a lot in common. As you know, addition and subtraction are inverse operations, so naturally they're going to complement each other very well. Think back to 2nd and 3rd grade when you were working with fact families. It's the same idea. We're going to connect addition and subtraction with integers. Today, what we're going to do is look at a subtraction problem and figure out how to rewrite the subtraction problem as an addition problem. Then we can follow the same rules and the same steps that we have done with addition of integers. So that's why we spend 3 days on adding integers, because that's going to set a really strong groundwork for our work with subtraction. So when we are subtracting integers, we're going to rewrite the subtraction problem as an addition problem by using the inverse operation and opposites. Remember, you know exactly what an opposite is. If I have -5, the opposite is +5. If I have +3, the opposite is -3. So everything you actually already know, we're just going to be connecting it into a new way. So let's start out with an example, and let's take a look here. We have -4 minus 5. My first step, and you might want to write this down in your notebook along with me so you have a reference before you do today's practice. My first step when I'm rewriting as a subtraction, or I have it as a subtraction problem, when I'm going to rewrite it as an addition problem, I'm going to be using the inverse operation, addition, and the last number's opposite. So my first number, -4, that's where I'm starting. -4 is what I have. So I need to keep that the same. So underneath, I'm going to put -4. Then if I need to do the inverse of subtraction, the inverse of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to change that addition, or the subtraction sign, to an addition sign. And then I'm going to find the opposite of the final number. So the opposite of 5 is -5. And now I can use my understanding of adding integers to add -4 plus -5. Remember, you can always sketch a quick number line if that's helpful as well. So if I want to add -4 and -5, I know that a negative plus a negative remains a negative. So -4 plus -5 is going to give me -9. That's the same thing as -4 minus 5. -4 minus 5 would also equal -9. So what we did here is we took a subtraction problem and we rewrote it as an addition problem. And then, voila, we can just use our same addition rules that we've been using. Let's try another one together. Let's see here. And our practice problems today are going to be smaller numbers, so we can just kind of get a good first layer understanding, we're going to be subtracting integers for practice today and tomorrow. So we'll get into some larger numbers or some much smaller numbers. But for now, I want you to feel comfortable with numbers that we can really work with mentally. So you might look at 4 minus 9 and be able to do that, boom, in your head. Or you might go and use a number line to help you. Let me flash back to my number line here. So if my problem was 4 minus 9, I could always go to 4 and then subtract 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and land at negative 5. So I could use a number line to tell me that that's negative 5, and I think you guys would agree with this number sentence. But let's practice rewriting it as an addition problem and see if we get the same thing. So again, I'm starting with 4, so my 4 is going to stay the same. I'm going to keep my 4 when I rewrite it. I'm going to find the inverse of my subtraction sign, which is addition. And then I'm going to find the opposite of my final number. The opposite of 9 is negative 9. Okay. Now I have 4 plus negative 9. That's a positive plus a negative. So I know what I'm really doing is subtracting and then keeping the sign of the number with the greatest absolute value. So 9 minus 4 is 5. And I'm going to keep the negative sign because negative 9 has a greater absolute value than 4. And what do you notice? My solution with both problems are the same. Okay. Let's practice rewriting this problem as an addition problem. So go ahead and copy this problem down. We have 3 minus negative 6. So remember, we're starting with a 3. We can't change that. That's where we need to start. So begin with a 3. Change your subtraction sign to the inverse operation, which is addition. And then change your negative 6 to its opposite. What is the opposite of negative 6? Positive 6. So then you should end with a solution of 9. So notice how I copied down the subtraction problem and then I rewrote it as an addition problem. All right, let's give another one a go here. Here we have 8 minus negative 4. Again, copy down your subtraction problem. And some of you might be noticing something about what happens when we have 2 negatives. Double negative actually makes a positive. All right, so I have my 8. Change my subtraction sign to addition. That's the inverse operation. And change my negative 4 to its opposite, positive 4. And I should get an answer of 12. Do a few more together. Negative 3 minus 0. Now, if you want to go write that as an addition problem, I'm going to pause you there. Don't let your common sense and your logical reasoning of math go out the window with integers. Anything minus 0 is always itself. That's our identity property of addition and subtraction. So here we have negative 3. If we take away nothing from negative 3, we're just going to have negative 3. Give this one a shot. Negative 8 minus 2. I want you to rewrite that as an addition problem. So I kept my negative 8. I changed a subtraction to addition, and then the opposite of 2 is negative 2. So I got negative 10. Again, if I picture negative 8 on a number line and it's subtracting 2, so I'm moving to the left 2, it would also land me at negative 10. All right, give this one a shot, and I'll do it on the whiteboard as well, and then we can compare. Negative 1 minus negative 5. If you need more time, press pause because I'm going to show you the solution here. to check yourself with mine. Now, if we're solving these and you have a bunch of questions, make sure you're jotting them down. And then you can either email me some questions and we can set up a Google Meet, or if I see you tomorrow for a Google Meet, we can chat then. Okay, let's try this one. 6 minus -2. I'm going to keep my first number the same, change my subtraction sign to addition, and then the opposite of the final term. I'd get 8. And let's do one more together. -5 minus 2. Again, if you need more time, go ahead and press pause. Otherwise, there we go. All right, not so bad, right? If you feel comfortable adding with integers, subtracting integers will be no big thing. Again, today we did smaller numbers. Tomorrow we will bump it up and look at some larger and smaller integers. So today's assignment is going to have you working with subtracting integers. Make sure you go to Google Classroom and you check that out. Feel free to look at the helpful notes page. I posted it on the stream in Google Classroom last week. You can access that, save it on your desktop, print it out, but those are some helpful hints. Also, you can always go back to your adding integers notes. Those notes will help you as well. Remember, when you subtract integers, you're going to rewrite it as an addition problem. You do that by keeping the first term, changing the subtraction sign to addition, and then finding the opposite of the last term. Then you're going to follow the same rules that we did for addition. Have fun, work hard, let me know what questions you have. Bye, guys.